This is our homily for Sunday, November 9th, and we celebrate the feast of the dedication of St. John Lateran Basilica in Rome. Our joke is in honor of veterans. A high school assignment was to ask a World War II veteran about their experience. Since a boy's father had served overseas in the war, he decided to ask his father. After a few basic questions, he gingerly asked, "Did you ever kill anyone?" The father got very quiet, but finally said, "Probably, I was the cook." I have to admit, it's not easy to write a homily for the dedication of a church building. Obviously, we need to look for a deeper meaning in this celebration. St. John's is the cathedral for the Diocese of Rome. Most people assume that it is St. Peter's, but it is not. St. John's is the mother church of the Roman diocese. A church is not important as a building, but because of what happens there. That became clear to me, the pastor, when the church building in Shelbyville, Tennessee, was vandalized. The parishioners were in shock, not because of the building itself, broken windows, ruined walls and carpets, smashed statues, etc., but because of what happened there. The Eucharist, weddings, baptisms, funerals, and so on. All of these made the place sacred. It's where the community gathers to support each other, walk with each other in important life moments, and so on. It is why Jesus cleansed the temple. They were using a holy place where people came to be with God, to cheat the poorest of the poor. It's important to honor and respect the space where the community gathers to encounter God in a special way. But there's another deeper meaning which Paul brings out in our readings from Corinthians. And I quote, "Brothers and sisters, you are God's building, but each one must be careful how he builds upon it. For no one can lay a foundation other than the one that is there, namely Jesus Christ. Do you not know that you are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? If anyone destroys God's temple, God will destroy that person. For the temple of God, which you are, is holy." The key point is that the Spirit is dwelling within us. Our church building, all that we do here when we gather together, is to strengthen the Spirit within us so that we can bring Christ and his values to the world. And that means we have to be careful that what we do as individuals and as a community draws people in rather than send them away. Jesus was angry because instead of helping people in their religious obligations, the temple people were taking advantage of them. Likewise for us, it's crucial that we be a welcoming and loving community to those who come to us. I cannot begin to tell you some of the horror stories I have heard of people who have felt driven away because of the harshness of a priest, who above all should be welcoming. But the same can happen through all of us. A harsh word, an angry stare, all of which can make someone feel unwelcome. Fortunately, Pius is a welcoming community, and people often mention that. But it's worthwhile to be reminded once in a while of the importance of being welcoming. I end with a true story. Mahatma Gandhi, early in his career, was living and working in South Africa, considering becoming a Christian because of the values of Jesus. The Hindu caste system bothered him. He went to a Catholic church to experience what was happening and was told to go to the church of, quote, his kind, end quote. So he left and never considered being a Catholic again. He said, if they have a caste system also, despite what Jesus said, I might as well remain a Hindu. My friends, let's make sure this church, both our building and our community, are always welcoming to anyone who comes, as we thank God for the gift of each other, that is, our church, our community. God bless.